No doubt, security has improved considerably within the Federal Capital Territory, and the incidence of attacks across the country is declining. But there is still much to be done. Joining us in the studios now to speak on what the police is doing to secure Nigerians internally as a first spokesman, Chief Superintendent of Police, Muyiwa Adejobi. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're busy scheduled. We've been able to squeeze you out, from your principal, the IG, today.
We have
Which
no choice than to appear.
we appreciate you coming to speak to Nigerians.
But
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
let's go straight to the point, First, let's start with this group that has given Mr. President an ultimatum that the National Security Advisor must be sacked. If not, they will occupy the presidential villa. Did your office or the office of the IG receive any such letter?
Well, for now, I don't think we have received such a letter. And if you receive, we are going to treat the letter.
How are you going to be treating that?
We will treat. When we get to the bridge, we shall cross the bridge.
Because this is a genuine, concern.
Well, they are entitled to their opinion. They have written to the president, and I'm sure the president will talk to them.
Okay.
So the letter I'm sure you're aware of is the one that you personally signed earlier on today, where the IGP is actually calling for tightened security around key infrastructure, including schools, hospitals, and the likes. Talk to us about what this is about and how really the citizens can help in terms of dealing with the insecurity that seems to be rife all across the country.
Well, we think the best we can do now is to have feasibility policing, to deploy, strategic places across the country. And along major routes where we always have some pocket of issues like that. So the Inspector General of Police has given directives to commissioners of police and their supervisory AIGs and tactical commanders to deploy their men to these strategic places, including schools. Sometimes, I think sometimes 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was this threat that some schools were attacked and the government and some individuals, proprietors and proprietresses were trying to shut down their schools. But whatever it is, the IGP said, no, that cannot happen. Not only in Abuja, across the country. So schools must open if they want to open to their purpose, and the IGP has given directive to CPs, all of them to deploy their men. And today in that statement, there was a paragraph where we appealed to Nigerians to understand us, to be on the same page with us, to be patient when our men flag them down on highways, because we're going to have men on highway. There's no, I will not have stop and search. It's very, very crucial at this time. I think yesterday in Ogun State we recovered, we arrested a woman who was caught with a human skull at the point, at the stop and search. So it's very, very essential this time around to have stop and search across the major routes in the country and to deploy our men to some of these places. The Inspector General of Police has given this directive for us to still be more proactive and of course to discharge our duties as expected of us. So we want Nigerians to understand, to be with us, to be patient, to support the police. We want information. These bad boys are causing problems here and there in Nigeria. They are common enemies in the country. All of us, we need to come together to fight them. The security system involves every Nigerian. We are just the paid agent because we put on the uniform and the federal government is paying us. And that's why Nigeria at times we say, it's not of my business. Let them face their palaver, let them face their trouble. No, we are all involved in the security system of the country. The fact that we are the paid agent doesn't mean you can just leave everything to us. So we are trying to involve everybody, every sector, in our multi-track diplomacy measures to tackle these challenges we have in the country. So we want Nigerians to be with us, to support us. So they are going to meet our men. They are going to see every deployment too. So they just, no cause for alarm. We are for peace, not for pieces. We want all of them to just embrace us and work with us to achieve this.
All right, thanks very much. Let's just anchor this first part of the discussion here because we want to take some commercial messages, and when we're back, the interrogation will continue. Stay with us.
Welcome back to News Tonight. Reaching you from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, I am Amaka Udewalka.
And I am Christian Ogodo. The conversation is continuing now, and we still have Muyiwa Adejobi, the Chief Superintendent of Police and the police force spokesman. Now, when you talk about physical deployment of officers and men, you know, stop and search is going to come back. It's quite understandable, even with the abuses sometimes that, you know, we'll find, which the IGP has been dealing with in recent times. How much artificial intelligence and, you know, how much is the Nigeria police intelligence driven?
Well, when the IGP came on board, he had, let me say, 3-point agenda. What he's trying to focus on is ICT-based, intelligence-based, and proactive policing with robust community partnership. The IGP has given directive to the AIG in charge of FIB, that is Force Intelligence Bureau, to restructure the bureau. Recently, we effected some changes in the leadership of this bureau across board in the 36 commands, including the FCT. With this, we have tried to deploy our
AIs?
No, not that. Drones. And each of these drones acquired by the Inspector General of Police has the capacity of covering 150 kilometers. This is the first time we're having this kind in Nigeria Police Force. And we have connected this to our ICT-based approaches. The platforms are the force headquarters. That is a place we call C4I, Command and Control Center, where we always receive the information from these drones, we process them. Apart from that, the IGP has resuscitated some of these groups, community-based groups like the PCRC, Stakeholders Forum, all of them. Even the hunters, we are using all of them. Towing vehicle owners, all of them have been involved in the policing system now to gather intelligence from them. We've noticed that at times at night, these towing vehicles come across these criminals when they are trying to look for abandoned vehicles or vehicles that have developed faults here and there. They come across them, but how do they get across to the police? So we've been able to incorporate them to our system to always give us information. We share numbers with them. Even hunters who go into the bush at night. When you are sleeping at times, you see hunters, they want to go for gaming at night. Hot time. So we have involved them in our intelligence-driven policing. And I think it's going to be very, very productive, efficient this time around that we're involving everybody.
And
because
we still see motorcyclists inside even CBD. Have you not noticed it?
Yeah, well, the
and the terrorists, that's what they use.
The CP in charge of FCT is trying that. I think the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory has established a task force in charge to look to take charge of that. It's not a national thing for now. So the FCT CP will be in the best position to tell us what they have done. But we just know based on the briefing we get from them that there's a task force that is going around to enforce that is it ban Okada operations in FCT. We know, and they have come across to this IGP. IGP has given them a reinforcement from the headquarters. In fact, there was a time the IGP directed the Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations, DIG Bala Senchi, to head the security coordination within the FCT, so that they can feel the presence of the force headquarters, the office of the IG and the Loedet House in Abuja. And that's what we have done. If you go around now, you see that we've entered some of these trenches in Abuja, we have cleared them. There was a time a video went viral where they said there's kidnappers then
close to the Loedet House. I like the fact that you've touched on that. Yes.
It is not true.
Okay.
The DPO, the central area, is CSP is very active, very proactive. He felt that there were some abandoned shanties around the place, just between the Ministry of Women Affairs and Akwa Ibom House. That road. That's stretch. That stretch. So he went there to go and scatter or to destroy all those shanties, so that bad boys will not go and be hiding in this place. Then the FCT residents started saying is kidnappers. Then it is not anyway. I need to clarify that.
It's a good thing you're here helping us. It's a good thing you're here helping us make that clarification.
It is
because
not.
The truth is,
they dwell more on false alarm in Nigeria now. Social media,
but that's why we need to have more of these conversations with people like you to actually get us. So here you are now, which we definitely appreciate. And the truth is, we have to give commendation to the Nigerian police headed by your IGP, which we have seen in recent times high-handed police officers contravening the rules and what the IGP has directed. You know, some of them getting, disciplined within a short period of time, and some of them even losing their jobs. Building confidence in the Nigerian police. This seems to be a thing that this administration is working on. Talk to us about how the Nigerian public can get that confidence, you know that the Nigerian police is their friend, and it is written in every police station you visit.
We use stick and carrot method of leadership in Nigeria Police Force. I'm not even comfortable when people say IGP has dismissed. It's not the IGP, it's a system. Nigeria Police has a system, and the system works. We have Nigeria Police Acts of 2020. We have public service rules. We have other extant laws governing our administrative and operational engagement in this country. It is wrong for any policeman to do what any of those policemen that were dismissed did. I don't think a policeman would dress the inspector in Kogi on the highway that is saying, this is my business, this is my reward, even the IGP knows this, my commander has sent me. Behold, we did investigation on this inspector, the former inspector, and we discovered that even there was even having pending disciplinary cases. So everything comes together.
These are situations where there are video evidence, but what in the case where there's no video evidence? How are you able to deal with?
We have encouraged Nigerians to always get evidence. See, all these the videos, pictures, they're just going to add to our evidence to corroborate whatever you are saying. Despite that, if you have one or two people who are independent witnesses coming to testify in an ordinary trial, it stands. We can only have additional information to corroborate the evidence of these victims or eyewitnesses who have come to testify in any room trial. So the video went viral. The brother was in Calabar using machetes to flog someone. And the recent one we did that to Opayemi Kadri, who at the point of saying, even a civilian was telling him, I just said, don't check my phone. IGP has given this directive. No police officer has the right to stop you on the road checking your phones. They can check phones if that phone is subject to investigation, and it must have been marked as an exhibit in the ongoing investigation. It's not that we just stop you on the road and everybody, all the canary, everybody, I'm a policeman, I'm this, I have the right to check your phone. No, it doesn't bring sanity. And the IGP has given this directive. But for him to do that, slapping the guy again, at the point that the man was mentioning the IGP's name, he started slapping him. There's a proverb that if I'm dragging a dog, you flog the dog. If I'm not dragging that dog, it's me that you want to beat. Absolutely. Not even the dog I'm dragging. So it's quite unfortunate that we've been doing this. It's not a new thing. The IGP just tell this. No. Let Nigerians know we've been doing, because people have been alleging the police of sweeping cases like this under the carpet, that will report your men to you, you don't do anything. We have been doing. In fact, the IGP has given me instruction that I can even roll out statistics of disciplinary cases we have handled. Those that have been dismissed, those that have been reduced in rank, those that have been severely reprimanded. We have cases like that. I may roll out the statistics any moment from now. So Nigerians should know that we don't keep all these things. We want them to have belief in the system, to have belief in us, and to bridge that gap. Nigerians, we have problem of trust deficits across the country, not only in Nigeria,
Muyiwa,
even abroad. But we need to work on this.
All right, Muyiwa, I have to come in now because we don't have enough time, and we've still got some critical security issues to look at. Considering, for example, the strength of the Nigerian police force, you are overstretched. Even Mr. President has said, the same thing. When is the IGP's order of, redeploying police officers attached to VIPs in the country? We've heard that order times without number. But come to the Hilton here now, and you're still going to see some of your, officers and men still doing VIP work.
Christian, statutorily, we have some individuals that must have police orderly, police escorts. Statutorily, even the law permits that. Yeah. And this, we cannot shy away from this fact, and we need to give them. Whether we like it or not, we have to give them. But there are some individuals who are vulnerable to attacks, VIPs that are vulnerable to attacks, that we need to protect them. For instance, some individuals that if I mentioned today, even if you see them without a policeman, you asked me, why are you giving so person police escort? We know some people are like that. And the IGP has directed all these operational units, other special protection units, counter-terrorism units, PMF, to audit the number of people we have and men with. We need to cut down this. And this is what the IGP has told them. He has given them this instruction. We don't just give men to everybody. Right. When they apply, we scrutinize and we assess the threats around that particular person and say, okay, if it's good, the commander should go and inspect. go and check if it is necessary to do that. If it is not, we tell you it's not. We can only tell DPO to keep watch on your residence, to keep watch on your company,
So you've
to assist
gradually,
you.
you're
We are
enforcing
still,
it
in fact,
gradually.
the audit is on as I speak with you.
Okay.
Because now the election is coming, we want to start campaign, applications are just coming in on daily basis. How many people want to give to people?
I like the fact that you're touching on elections, but before that, at the end of the day, the United Nations has its recommendation of 450 individuals to one police officer. But here in Nigeria, we know that that number is almost quadrupled. But looking at the general elections, there's a lot of fear, which is palpable, you know, even right here in the nation's capital due to certain attacks that have happened in recent times. But what assurance or reassurance are you giving not just to the indigents and residents of Abuja, but everyone across Nigeria, that the police will be on top of every security situation, especially within the country's territory?
Well, let me say this. There are some crimes, or let me say concepts, that we use interchangeably, and we use them wrongly. There's a difference between abduction, kidnapping, and no-stake taking. We need to understand this when we want to discuss security and understand the dimensions into some of these crimes these days. Before, kidnapping was a business. That I want to make money. Let me kidnap my victim and get money. But now you need to understand the dimension into kidnapping, now that kidnappers kidnap, they collect ransom, they still kill. What's the rationale behind this? We just need to understand this. And this is what we're doing. But then people always want us strike, carry your weapons, carry your heavy artillery, go and destroy this place. We cannot go and be destroying like that. We need to understand why we're having these dimensions into this crime and how we're going to go about it. In the FCT now, recently, after the Kuje attack, the tension was high. Everybody was like, no, I want to leave Abuja. I want to leave Abuja.
It's
I want
still
to
high.
leave. I want to leave.
Because
It
the
is still high
FCT,
in
the
some
FCT was
areas.
encircled by terrorists. That's very obvious. We know that.
But now with the effort we put in place, the military, the police, and other agencies,
Sure.
I think it's coming down. And I can assure you that recent times we have not recorded any violent
And you think
crime
the 2023 general elections is not going to be threatened by these?
No.
What assurances
About
are
4 or
you
5
giving
days ago,
Nigerians?
the CDS addressed the press on this. CDS, General Lucky Rabo. That's the CDS. He has spoken on behalf of almost all of us, the military and the police. He said it. 2023 general elections will not be threatened by anything. We know what we are doing. We are working assiduously to say, have to have a very robust operation order to work on. So with the pronouncement of the CDS, service chiefs, even the
So we
Inspector
should
General
go
of Police,
together
because
and see.
now, we always think that police should do this. There are things we need to do, certain things we need to do before the election. Engagement of the political actors, the stakeholders. Active electorates, we have them.
Right.
Inactive electorates, we have them. Active politicians, we have them. Inactive politicians, we have them. Then the general public, we have them. Those that don't have voters' card, they don't want to do anything that instigates to cause problems. So we have taken note of all these people. And as I speak with you, let's face August 4th to August 30, we're having workshop for all our officers. We want to know what the Electoral Act is saying. It's a new Electoral Act, 2022,
Absolutely.
as amended. I cannot enforce what I don't know. That's what the IGB said. Go and dissect the Electoral Act for my officers on the field. Then, October 29, 30, up to November 2nd or 3rd, we're having conference and retreats for officers of Nigerian Police Force, commissioners of police and above. More than 200 of them will converge on Owerri to still talk on election. So with all these preparations we are having, my brother, I can assure
You're
you,
on top of
we are
your
good.
game.
We are good to go. There's no cause for alarm.
all right.
Muyiwa Adejobi would have to say thank you so much, and also thank you to all our officers and men
And
out
men,
there risking
yeah.
their lives to ensure that we're safe.
They are fantastic.
Well
and-
done.
and
Yeah,
we
that's
still
what
want to
we're
encourage them to
appreciating
do.
you.
I
We're
want to say
appreciating you.
that many of them still think that they are threatening that if I do anything, they will sack me. Nobody is sacking anybody. If you do the right thing, as I speak with you, the IGP has given rewards to at least 20 people. Do you remember now? Officers have gone to common
Force.
to assist us. Officers have won belt medals for Nigeria and their police officers. The IGP has rewarded them good. And we see how there was a guy that killed two armed robbers, an inspector in Imo. The IGP has called the CP to bring him up. I don't know what the IGP would do to encourage him, whether promotion or
Follow
commendation.
that right now.
Encourage
We'll have to say
We
thank you
commend
so
those
much,
as well.
Thank you.
Olumiyiwa
Don't go yet. Just sit
Adejobi.
down.
He is
Don't go
the
yet.
force spokesperson of the Nigerian police. We say thank you so much for joining us. Well, Christian?
It's time for a short break. We'll be back again with political stories this time. Stay with us.